The topic I'll be going over is size exclusion chromatography and gel permeation chromatography. First off, both these can be shortened as like SEC for size exclusion and GPC for gel permeation, and that is shown throughout this PowerPoint. The two techniques are very useful in finding molecular weight of polymer and the molecular weight distributions. That's also important to know because molecular weight can be very useful in determining the properties of polymer. If you know the properties of polymer, you will be able to decide which application that polymer will be best fitted for. Gel permeation chromatography is a more specific size exclusion chromatography. They're both like SEC or GPC is considered to be an SEC test. It's just in further detail. The first step in SEC is to dissolve the polymer using a solvent. The typical solvent used is tetrahydrofuran. Then you put the solution through a tube or column, and the column has tiny beads inside of it that have cross-linked polymer or polystyrene in them. And the beads also have holes and pores of all different sizes. This is important because, as you see, wouldn't work if they were all the same size. The polymer gets filtered through the column by the tiny beads of the cross-linked polystyrene and through all the different sizes of the holes to help figure the polymer's molecular weight and molecular weight distribution. Typically, the higher the molecular weight is, the less amount of time it will take to complete the test. SEC works because the exact relationship between molecular weight and hydrodynamic volume for polystyrene is known. The polystyrene or the cross-linked polystyrene beads are typically used as a standard for almost every test. And this was developed in 1955. The column also has a gel substance that helps filter the polymer that was diluted through the solution to help dilute it or elute it through the beads. There are also detectors at the end of the test tube to count the amount of polymer molecules coming out of the end of the column. SEC gets its name because it's filtered through a polymer and sorting the different sized molecules. Here's a video of what the resulting test what the result of the test will look like. I was just wanting you guys to see like the different molecule solutions that were present at the end of the test. And the main difference is that size exclusion chromatography test is for aqueous applications at room temperature, while a gel permeation chromatography test can deal with organic solvents that can be at higher temperatures necessary to dissolve the polymers. GPC is a type of test of SEC test that separates analytes based on size, while SEC will separate out the polymer and substance into a column to measure molecular weight of the substance. GPC is one of the most powerful and versatile analytical techniques available for predicting polymer performance. That's important because then you can just know which application will be best. GPC is also a technique that separates dissolved macromolecules by size based off their elution from columns filled with porous gel. So that's the test procedure right there. Gel permeation chromatography can find many variables and measurements that a regular SEC can. More detailed information on molecular weight distribution will also be found more typically in a GPC test rather than an SEC. The main importance of both these tests is to find the molecular weight and the molecular weight distribution. If you know the molecular weight, then you can know the mechanical properties, and knowing the mechanical properties is just important to, like, in finding the strengths and weaknesses of the polymer. The amount of polymer molecules can also be found by the detectors. The size of the molecules will also be represented in the data after the test. Both of these tests are great for finding molecular weights of polymers, and it's also very useful because you can determine which polymer will be best fitted for a certain application.